Hi guys, it's Thomas Moran here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about a thing called courtsiding. If you like these videos guys, please like and hit that like and subscribe button down there, and hit the bell notification if you want to see more videos like this talking about gambling. I'm talking about courtsiding. I don't know how many of you guys know much about it, but basically courtsiding is where you're at a live betting event, live sporting event, and you're in the crowd and you're getting instant feedback to the results of what's going on. Courtsiding is something that is done mainly with tennis. So if you're sitting in the crowd, like you see in this picture here, you would have either your phone on you or you would have some kind of laptop. It would be the ideal way of courtsiding. And what happens is, once a point's been won, you quickly bet on it before the coverage, before the betting company realise that that's happened. So basically it's instant access, because normally they take 2 to 10 seconds. It's probably a bit quicker now, the delay in terms of when the umpire says point, and then the betting company receives the information. Whereas if you're there live, you can get it instantly. Point one, you click the button on Bet365 or William Hill to say, I want to win the next point, I want this player to win the next point, put £100 on it, £1,000, whatever you can get on, and you're guaranteed to win. So it's essentially cheating. There was a BBC documentary done by Lloyd Griffiths, a comedian who was a bit of an addicted gambler and lost loads of money gambling, on the BBC iPlayer. I'll put a link below. And he was just exploring gambling in general, but he touched on courtsiding, and he met up with a guy who was a courtsider, a guy who used to be an addicted roulette player called Joe, if that is his name, but that's what they called him. And he basically was saying he turned over £1 million from courtsiding by basically going to live events all over the world, and mainly tennis, I believe, and doing exactly what I just said, having a Bet365 account active, seeing the point getting scored, quickly pressing £1,000 on to this player to win the point, and making an absolute fortune doing it. So over the years it's become harder and harder, because you can't just walk into the Rod Laver arena and just with your laptop and start typing away. Obviously security will say no. Same with mobile phones. You're not allowed in many of the big arenas, you're not allowed to take your mobile phone in there, so you can't just bet there. So what this Joe guy did on this documentary, he grew his hair, ridiculously long hair, so that he could cover up a Bluetooth headset, and he'd be basically talking to someone as discreetly as he can, and saying, point one, and they'd have some kind of, I don't know, cough if it won, there'd be some kind of code, and then there'd be someone maybe where they are, say they're out in Dubai, maybe someone out close to the tournament in Dubai, it'd say cough, they'd quickly press £1,000 on, say, Federer to win the next point at 4-5, they've just won £800 because it's guaranteed. And it's essentially cheating, like I said earlier, but it's something that has been done many times over the years. So what this guy Joe did was he would buy accounts of people who would sell them their Bet365 account, William Hill account, and then he would use those accounts. He would say to the person, I'll have all your details, I'll sort out the account now, I'll pay you for the account. I don't know how much he paid, maybe £1,000, £2,000. Now I'll take it over, and it all goes through me, basically. Whatever I win, I take. So we'll pay someone, a student or someone, just for their details, just for their Bet365 account, £2,000, and then they'll make maybe 40 grand on that account before it gets closed, when the bookmaker realizes, this guy's winning all the time, there's something fishy going on here. So in the documentary, he is talking, he wants Lloyd to have a go at doing this. So he's at a tennis tournament, he's found the umpire that he wants, who delays the information even longer than they should. So he's ready, all geared up at the tournament, and he's ready to tell Lloyd when to place the bet, what to place the bet on. He's talking through via Bluetooth headset, and Lloyd was very nervous, understandably, betting quite big stakes, but they started smaller and then they started betting bigger, and in a period of probably what was only an hour, 2 hours, it turned £800 into 3,331. So it made £2.5 grand in such a short period of time. he then went on to tell Lloyd that in a year, these guys that have been doing it, they try and turn over about £1 million in profit, which is incredible. But he also said that because of flights, because of accommodation, living their life while they're up there, they make about 350 grand in profit after all the deductions. So I wanted to explain when this happened to me a couple of times. I didn't really realise that I was sort of doing it. I definitely wasn't trying to cheat essentially. I just thought it was a bit cheeky, and it was something that was just there at the moment, at the time. So basically I went to the 2012 London Olympics and I got tickets for the boxing, which was lucky because it's my favourite sport, and I just got one ticket and it was for the boxing, and it was the quarterfinals. And I was looking, because I was quite near the front, I was looking at the judges and they were showing the exact scores that were happening, but yet I was looking on Betfair and there wasn't very much money in the market, maybe 20, 50 quid here, 40 quid there. But I just thought, if what the judges are putting is right, I can just back whoever there's obviously going to be the winner, and I can put money on it each time and do that. Unfortunately, there wasn't much money in the market, but I did. I was seeing, someone had scored 15 points, the other guy had scored 3, and yet I was still getting 1.7 on the fighter. So I'd have maybe 40 quid on it, 30 quid on it, and I did that for a few fights, and I think I made about £110 or something. And I didn't even, I could see it. So it wasn't really like I wanted to go there for the boxing. But in the end, I thought, well, the ticket was fairly expensive, so I might try and pay for my ticket. Anything else, obviously, I wouldn't want to cheat in that way, go specifically to a tournament to cheat. But that is something that happened. Also, I went to another golf tournament, and again, I wasn't looking to do it, but I was watching a few groups, and as I was going, I saw Ernie Els. He hit a second shot into the hole from about 150 yards, and I was sure it was Ernie Els. It's hard to see, but I was pretty sure because I was following the group before, and he holed it. So I quickly went on to Betfair, very bad signal, but got on there and had 40 quid on him to win, and then probably about 5-6 seconds after I placed the bet, he came right in the odds. So I got my 50 quid back and maybe another 25, and then Ernie Els went and he was rubbish for the rest of the tournament, so it didn't matter anyway. But I guaranteed sort of £25 from one shot and looking. And obviously golf is not a great way of doing it because it lasts over 4 days. You want quick, short points like in tennis and something like that for it to be rewarding. That's why they use tennis. Football would have been something that people would have gone to, and it's so loud you could get away with talking to someone on a Bluetooth headset. But now with VAR, that is a big hindrance to anyone courtsiding because, you bet £2,000 on a definite goal that you've seen maybe 2-3 seconds quicker than everyone else. VAR rules it out. You've lost your money and you look like an idiot. So is it illegal? This is a question that a lot of people ask, and it's a bit of a strange one because I hear it is in certain places. I hear it's not most of the world. It's just very much frowned upon, and even here it says is courtsiding legal. It says it is a thorny question. Essentially, it's not actually illegal in most countries, although it is illegal in Australia under the Integrity of Sports Act, and offenders could face serious prison time. And you have heard a lot of this where people have gone to jail for this kind of thing. So it's really frowned upon, but it definitely is still available for people to use now. A lot of people ask me, is it still possible to actually be a courtsider now? And I'm sure there are people out there that actually still go to tennis tournaments and other sporting events where short, sharp points are available. But for me, why I don't think it could ever be something that someone could do long term, especially now, is because betting companies do shut you down so quickly. If you're a winning customer, I can't imagine what they must see. They see a guy keep winning on tennis, on weird, strange betting, like betting on the next point or next game to be won. Surely they're going to see that, and your account's going to be gone in at least sort of a couple of days, if not shorter. So that's the bookmaker's biggest defense. Anybody winning, unfortunately, guys, is going to be shut down. You hear a lot of people saying, how do I elongate losing my accounts? You can't really. I think they're harder on it now than they ever have, and they've been very hard on it since I first started, probably 15, 16 years ago. So is court-siding a thing? Can it be done now in 2021? I doubt it. There might be a few out there that have wangled some way that they can do it, and they're being very clever about it, but with the fact that it's illegal in many places, and if you're facing jail time, a lot of that will put a lot of people off as well. No one fancies going to jail to make a little bit of money, bit of quick money, and because it is essentially cheating. There's nothing clever about it. It's just quick information and using that ahead of the game, which you can find anyway. If you had a friend who was involved in Liverpool football team and you knew they were going to put out a really awful team, you would just lay Liverpool. When the information comes out, they'll drip like mad, and you back them again and you'd make good money. So it's the same kind of thing. It's just quick information. I hope that was interesting, guys. If you want to watch the BBC documentary, I will put a link in the description below so you can watch it. It's a good watch, interesting, about addictive gamblers and why gambling gets such a bad rep, and why betting companies like Bet365, who make hundreds of millions, and there was a thing here about the lady Denise Coates, it's the highest paid executive in the UK in 2017, awarding herself a salary of 217 million, and then that rose next year for Bet365 to 265 million because profits were up. So it just shows what a scandal the gambling companies are. If you win, they'll ban you, and if you lose, they'll take all your money. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Any questions, place them below, please, and please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, would really appreciate it. Hope you're good, guys, and take care.